Welcome everyone. Today we're going to talk about backups or the new borders. Let me introduce myself. My name is Kamlesh. I'm the VP of Engineering here at Catalogic Software. Who is Catalogic Software? We're a leading provider of smart data protection solutions. Some quick facts about us. We have a world-class support organization, 95% customer satisfaction. We've been doing this for 20 plus years, protecting data for the world's largest organizations. You'll notice on the right-hand side some logos that we serve. We have 700 plus global customers. We have transparent pricing and great value. We have end-to-end support 24/7 commitment. What is CloudCasa? So you can go ahead and go to cloudcasa.io and try us out for free. We're backup as a service. We'll back up your cloud-native applications. And in addition to backups, we also have security scans and reports coming Q4 2021. Today, we're going to talk about backups or the new borders. Just like any border, you need a good defense. There's a lot of attackers out there, including tons of ransomware and viruses. And in addition to these external bad actors, you can also have misconfigurations that can increase your attack surface. Another important thing is you want to make sure you isolate your backups. You don't put all your eggs in one basket. So this is where CloudCasa is here to help. We're a fully managed SaaS service. We have a free tier. We'll go ahead and back up your etcd database. We'll manage your persistent volume snapshots and RDS snapshots for free. We also have a premium tier where we'll go ahead and back up your persistent volumes object storage. In addition, we believe security is important as well, so we have security scans and reporting. So let's talk about the threats that your cloud-native application could encounter. So for example, on the left-hand side, you'll see we have a Kubernetes cluster running with RDS. So your ransomware could encrypt your persistent volume. Ransomware could delete a database. If you've misconfigured your cloud environment, it increases the attack surface. Your cloud account could be compromised as well. So once somebody gains access to your account, they can do whatever they want, including delete all your assets. Your on-prem storage could fail as well. How does CloudCasa protect a border? One of the most important things about CloudCasa is that your backup infrastructure is isolated from your production environment. So even if your cloud account or your on-premises environment is compromised, your backup data is air-gapped. In addition to that, we also provide SafeLock, which is immutable recovery point. So it's very difficult for folks to delete your backups. One of the main things with CloudCasa, we make it as easy as possible to onboard your Kubernetes clusters. All you do is copy and paste your YAML. Same thing for AWS. You just copy and paste your CloudFormation script to onboard your CloudCasa agent. So we provide automated backup policies, so you can use namespaces and labels to set up these policies so you can have different retention and different backup schedules for particular applications. We'll go ahead and back up we'll back up everything you need to protect your cloud native application, including your etcd database, your persistent volume, and RDS databases. In addition to backups, we believe security is important, so we provide security scans and reports to detect any misconfigurations in either your Kubernetes or cloud environments. Let's talk about the CloudCasa supported environments. We support Kubernetes, we support RDS, and with Kubernetes, we support both cloud-hosted and self-managed clusters. So we support clusters in Amazon EKS, Azure, Google, etc. And if you have on-prem environments, we'll support any storage that supports the CSI storage interface. And we're also available in marketplaces like Rancher and DigitalOcean. So we'll manage your RDS snapshots and also manage copying these backups to different regions within AWS. We'll go ahead and back up your persistent data, back up your resource data or your etcd database. And again, CloudCasa is fully managed, so your backup infrastructure, both your storage and infrastructure, is totally managed by CloudCasa. You don't have to worry about configuring or maintaining any part of your backup infrastructure. So let's go over CloudCasa backups in more detail. So our persistent volume backups are efficient block level backups. They're incremental forever, so we only back up what data has changed. We provide intelligent network throttling to make sure your backup doesn't overrun your network. So if you have large backups, we'll make sure we throttle the network traffic. We go ahead and automatically discover all your RDS databases. We'll discover all your EKS clusters. Again, we're a fully managed service, so if the backups fail, we will proactively fix or contact you. We provide granular restores, so you can restore individual namespaces or labels. CloudCasa supports cross-cloud backup and restore. So let's say if you have your Kubernetes cluster running in Azure, you can back up to S3, and if Azure is unavailable or goes down, you can bring up your Kubernetes cluster in AWS, and vice versa. You can back up to Microsoft Azure as well from AWS and bring up your cluster in Azure if AWS fails. Let's talk about AWS and Kubernetes misconfigurations. Cloud and Kubernetes environments can be complex. In addition, you have DevOps and infrastructures as code that can multiply your errors as well. So example, you can have incorrect IAM permissions. You can have S3 buckets that are open with open public permissions. You could have EC2 open ports that increases your attack surface. You can have your RDS instances exposed to the public internet. With Kubernetes, your container root file system could be set to read-write, which is not a good practice. Your containers shouldn't be allowed to run as root. So these are some common misconfigurations that could cause a lot of issues. So how can CloudCasa help you with your AWS environment? We provide AWS Security scan and reports. We'll go ahead and users can set up automated security scan policy. You set it up at once and forget about it. We'll go ahead and scan AWS services currently. We do plan on supporting Google and Azure in the future. We provide easy to view and filter security reports, so it's very easy to find what you're looking for. View by security, service. You can do search as well. We provide detailed info on the security issue and how to fix it. CloudCasa provides Kubernetes scan and reports. So we'll go ahead and scan for any vulnerabilities in your container images. Container images could contain a large number of packages and artifacts, and these packages could be outdated that contain security vulnerabilities. We also will go ahead and scan your cluster-wide configurations, pods and controllers configurations as well. Again, the advantage of Kubernetes, it's highly configurable, it has hundreds of options, but you can also make mistakes that could create security concerns. We also do a network scan for your internal Kubernetes network to alert you to any issues. So now we're going to go into a product demonstration of the service. You can also just go to cloudcasa.io and try out the service yourself. Very quick to sign up. We have a free tier. So let's go ahead and show you the demo for CloudCasa. Go ahead and start the demo. So here I'm here at the CloudCasa webpage, cloudcasa.io. I'm going to go ahead and sign in using my user ID. As soon as you sign in, you'll see a dashboard. So let's go ahead and add a Kubernetes cluster. We'll show you how easy it is. So just go over to protection here, add cluster. Let's call this cluster number 1. Register cluster. Now all we have to do is copy and paste this command, kube control command. I'm going to go here to my text, my kube control, like so. Hit return. Now we're going. What this will do is install a lightweight CloudCasa agent. So that's done. So let's move it out of the way here. So back our GUI, we'll just hit OK. And okay, so now you just did the inventory. Now it's active. In the right-hand side, you'll see the cluster details. It's a 1.2 Kubernetes EKS cluster. So now that we have our cluster defined and in active state, let's go ahead and define the backup. So here, we're just going to press define backup. We're going to choose backup number 1. We're going to choose our cluster. We only have one cluster defined. We're going to hit next. So here you can choose a full cluster that'll include the Etsy database plus all your namespaces, or you can select certain namespaces along with the Etsy database as well. So here, let's say, we just want to back up our WordPress application here. We want to include persistent volumes. That's included. So here you can set up the policy to do snapshots only, which are CSI snapshots, or if you're running on EKS, we also support EBS backing store as well. So here I'm going to do snapshot and copy to CloudCasa. So this is going to actually back up your persistent volumes to object storage. And we have some advanced options here. So we have some defaults here, but you can actually select which object store you want to use, AWS or Azure. For now, we'll go with AWS. We can also choose which region you want to go to. So here I'm just going to go to US West 2. You can choose how many streams you want, so how much performance you want for your backup, and also you can set the max speed per stream, so you can throttle your backup so it doesn't, if you have some large backups, it doesn't overwhelm your network. Go ahead and hit next. So here we're going to choose how often we actually want to back up. So here, let's select the hourly 3. So that's at 37 past the hour, and the retention is 30 days. And again, you can create whatever policies you like by going to add policy here. And we'll go ahead and hit next. At that point, we're going to go, we get a summary screen. We're going to hit create. Okay, great. So now we've defined the backup job. Let's just run it ad hoc. So let's just go back to the dashboard here. We have our backup job name, backup 1. So I'm just going to hit run now. And I'm going to set my retention at 7 days for running now. I'm going to hit run. So at that point, the backup job should start, and then you see it running here. And some ad hoc backups of backup number 1. So now we can show you a restore. So what you do is you just go press this restore button, and you'll get a list of all of your recovery points that you have. Again, you can filter out if I just want to see snapshots, or I just want to see offloaded copies that are backed up to object storage. So here I'm going to restore a snapshot. I can just click this this recovery point and hit next. Here I can say, restore all protected namespaces, or I can select a specific namespace. So let's say I only want to restore my WordPress namespace. Here I want to bring back my persistent volumes as well. Just going to hit next. And then let me choose a restore job name for this. And what I can do is I can actually send this to a different namespace as well. So I'm going to prefix it with test. So it's going to restore it to a new namespace. Hit restore. So now our restore is running here. And there you go, it's complete. Our restore has completed. Let's go ahead and check our Kubernetes cluster to see if the namespace has come back. So here I'm going to do a kube control get namespace. And you see here that our test WordPress-CWR namespace is restored. We're going to show you how to register your AWS account. This will let you manage your RDS snapshots as well as run AWS security scans. So what you want to do is go to protection here, protection tab, go to accounts, add an account, and you just press launch stack. This will go ahead and pop up a window into your AWS console to create a CloudFormation stack. And this will link up CloudCasa with your AWS account and give us permissions to manage your RDS snapshots and do security scans. So now I'm going to go down here and I've checked the box. I acknowledge that you're giving permissions to CloudCasa to be able to run RDS backups and also do security scans. So I'm going to go ahead and say create stack. So the stack is creating. After the stack is done, we'll be able to we'll be able to look at the account here in CloudCasa. So this usually takes a couple of seconds. So now it's the CloudFormation is registered. So I'm going to hit done. And now you'll notice here that we have this AWS account active. We'll go ahead and display some account details here. If you click on the RDS database, we'll automatically detect what RDS databases you have. Now, let's go ahead and create a RDS backup job. Okay, so we're going to press define a backup job here. So when defining a RDS backup, you can either select individual databases or select them using AWS tags. We're going to go ahead and select an individual database. We're going to select an account. I'm going to backup demo Postgres. Going to hit next. Let's choose a backup job name. So by default, the RDS backups will be stored in the same region where the RDS database exists, or CloudCasa can actually go ahead and copy it to a different region. So for example, you can say, hey, copy to US East 2 after you've done the snapshot. And you also have an option to delete the snapshot after the copy. For now, we're not going to do the copy, and we're going to hit next. So we're not going to choose the backup policy. Right now, we're just going to do run now. I'm going to set the retention for 7 days. I'm going to hit confirm. So it started the backup. So you notice here The backup is in progress. We can actually click on it to see more details, activity log. So it'll give you information about what the backup job is doing. So we'll let the backup job run and come back in a little bit. Now let's go demo the RDS database restore. So what we want to do is go into protection here. We can go to databases, and we can see the databases on the left-hand side. I'm just going to hit restore. I'm going to go ahead and click restore from available recovery points. You can also restore from a point in time, but for now we're just going to hit select the restore point. I'm going to select the latest, hit next. I'm just going to say restore job 4, demo restore 4. So now we're going to restore the RDS database into a new RDS database that will automatically create for you. You can actually modify your database parameters if you wish, if you don't like your default. So you can select all the different options that RDS has. But for now, we'll just take the defaults. We'll go ahead and hit restore. So job is started. And we can keep tabs on it by going to activity. Okay, now we see the RDS restore job running, so we'll let it continue and come back when it's complete. Now our RDS restore job 4 is completed. We can actually go to our AWS RDS management console, and you'll notice that our demo restore 4 database is up and running. So now let's go take a look at some of the security scan features of CloudCasa. So I go hit the security tab. I can go ahead and look at what my security scans have found. So I'm going to go to clusters here. So if I go to cluster 1, you'll notice on the right hand side we do a couple of different scans: container scans, configuration scans, CIS scans, and network scans. So it'll tell me how many issues were found for each scan. On the configuration, similar, we have 2 different severity warnings, danger and warning. And again, you can drill down and see what you've found and what you need to look at in your environment for your Kubernetes cluster. So now let's take a look at our cloud scans. So now if we go to accounts, again, we have a AWS account already registered. Gives us an overview, overall score of 93%, how many tests have passed, how many tests have failed, and then the total checks executed. Again, you can go ahead and view by service. You can quickly look at all the different services you have. For example, let's say I want to see what kind of alerts it found for EC2. I can quickly look at that, drill down, and I see all the warnings or information. So I see a couple of tests have failed, a couple of tests have passed. So I have all the information, and basically, for example, here, I have a failure. The default security group found that in and out traffic was allowed for all addresses. So this is probably something we want to address. So now this concludes our quick demo of CloudCasa. Again, you can see it's very simple to use, very easy to onboard. Again, you can sign up for a free account. We have a free tier, and just go to cloudcasa.io. You can find out some more information and go to our sign up link as well. Thank you.